Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Justice Young. Got the Squeeter, or you can call me Squeeter, either one will do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, donate, order, get jazz. This is Water Signs Journal reading for the month of April. We're going to get into this. Somebody could have download confusion into your dream world, your subconscious mind. So make sure you clear out your subconscious mind, because this reading is somebody got illusions and delusions. Some type of confusion is in their subconscious mind. So be aware that it's trying. It seems like somebody is trying to do warfare to take you off your path and make you think you're not doing what you need to be doing, but you actually are. So just take that as a resonate too. It could be attacking your heart or your heart chakra, so be aware of that too. In your current placement, you have the 7 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune is crossing that. The 3 of Swords is in your recent past. Near future is the Temperance. In your conscious mind is the Lovers. Subconscious is the Moon. 9 of Wands is your advice. Queen of Pentacles is outer influences. Page of Wands is the hopes and fears, and strength is your outcome. Yeah, it could be some kind of Queen of Pentacles lady that's attacking you. Someone that you're not aware of. Okay. Oh. So, being very defensive, you could be very defensive, feel like you need to have your guard up, and that's because of the way that this warfare is set up for you to be like scared, and some type of scared energy, and some type of very low vibration energy. They want you to always, in that type of energy. So water signs, be very careful or who you're dealing with. Y'all take it how it resonates. Be careful, but this is a water signs reading, so I'm going to say water sign, which is Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Holy Spirit, can you give me a general reading for water signs for the month of April? General reading for water signs. So yeah, being very defensive. Somebody could be like on heavy pharmaceuticals, on a lot of pills, on a lot of meds, and you have to be very careful with that. Somebody could have heart surgery, so be very mindful of that as well. So for the ones of you that didn't have heart surgery, then this is definitely spiritual warfare. Somebody's doing war on your heart, messing with your heart. I did pick up congenital heart failure, so somebody could be spelling congenital heart failure on you. They very much could be doing that, and even though they're doing that, you're slowly healing. But Spirit said if you pray against that, then you'll heal faster. So you need to do the light work to heal yourself. And I think this is this Queen of Pentacles woman, because she is in your outer influences. A lot of time when I get people in the outer influences, it's not just like a lover or your family member. It is actually people who are working, doing spell work, doing negative energetic work on you for you to experience the things that are going on in each particular reading that I read. So just be mindful of that. I did get a call from my insurance company stating that they wanted to refinance. Do I want to refinance my car or something like that? And I was just like, sure, well, yeah. And I noticed the warfare was trying to put me in this 5 of Cups energy, like depressed, because it was like, oh, because my loan wasn't for a certain amount, and I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. They was like, it wasn't that amount, it's under the amount, so we can't refinance you or so, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, like, whatever. And that was warfare, and I feel like that's what's going on here. Water signs, you could be getting attacked in that particular way, where somebody's trying to make you depressed, make you defensive, like, oh my god, woe is me, and they want you in some type of pitiful energy, which is this 5 of Cups energy. Okay, so just be mindful of that. That's where the confusion and delusions might be coming from. They might, I know, they're in your dream world downloading like this delusion, this confusion, because the moon was in your subconscious mind. So just make sure you clean out your subconscious mind. Fate is pushing you towards some kind of union. Fate moves you like fate makes you feel like you're in love. So somebody trying to this. I don't think it's warfare. I think this is what they're fighting against. They want you to feel like down and depressed because there is some type of union coming together. And then for others of you, somebody is pining for somebody that don't feel the same way about them. So it's delusional, it's one-sided. So you just need to really make sure it's not just your feelings that the other, it's being reciprocated. If it's not being reciprocated, then you're delusional as hell. And you need to check yourself. I understand we get in our feelings, but if someone doesn't feel the same way, then it's not true love. It's unrequited. Keep going, but be cautious. You might have to be on your alone for some time. Focus on you. I feel like you need to focus on you because of the warfare that is going on to make you feel defensive, to make you already gonna come into union. So if somebody's trying to slow union down, I know it's easier this. Oh, I love this person. Let me focus on this person. But seriously, focus on you. Focus on what you got going on because that's gonna attract what you got coming. And I did do 18 cards here. I wanted to do 24. We can still do the 24. I just need to get one more row in on the table so I can read this energy. And y'all know I read energy very fluently. It's like it's not a problem. So this King of Wands, this is King of Wands, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy, Cancer energy out here. This King of Wands have it out for you, child. Yes, they have it out for you. They try to make you angry. They're trying to cause you some type of loss, pain, or something like that. Yeah. They did experience a tower moment with you. They tried to get you to do something that feels some type of way, and you didn't. They're trying to cause some kind of influx and balance with your manifestations because they don't want to see you happy. They don't want your manifestations to come true. So they understand manifestations on this level where it's full of joy and light. You know, don't really. I mean, you can set your intentions, but you don't just. Everybody know if you manifest, you don't hone in on that. Like you go on and live your life, you know. And this person gets that, but what they're trying to do is come in and create avenues where they're attacking your happiness, where they're attacking your commitment, your family, your abundance. And this is the way they're doing that. Just like I said, I had a phone call to the insurance company say, "Hey, do you feel like refinancing? How much is the loan?" Okay, so if it has to be this amount, if it's not that amount, then you know we can't do it. I'm like, okay. And again, I was not disappointed because I was not expecting it anyway. So when you don't have expectations on certain things, that's why when I manifest something, and I don't expect nothing. I just let it come to me because when you focus on it, that's a lot of people. Spiritualists read energy. A lot of warlocks, witches, they can read energy. So they know if you are. They know if you are focusing on something, they can read it. Or what's coming in for you, they can read it. So just be aware of this particular person at this particular time. This King of Wands, like I said, have it out for you. And if you think it's a Queen of Pentacles that is attacking you, it might not be a woman, it might just be a man. With this androgyny and then with all of this, and I'm not against anybody, it's just I see the devil for who he is, and he uses these energies because men that think they're women forget that they're actually men, and then they'll go beef with a woman when they're really a man. You get what I'm saying? And so why are you beefing with a woman, sir ma'am? And there's no disrespect, sir ma'am, but you're confused because you are actually a man and you're beefing with a woman. So they have mother woundings, and this is why we have so much of this androgyny and stuff going on. People are like, oh, I chose this. No, a lot of people are influenced by other people's magic. Let's just be real. They just influenced by other people's magic, and you guys need to be aware of that. And that's exactly what's going on here. It's someone that has a feminine energy wounding, and they're, you know, they want to take it out on this female. You could be the female, or you know, it could be a female that's doing this. Either way, take how it resonates. But I just feel like it's a man that's in feminine energy, that because they have been wounded in their femininity, in the feminine side of them, and they are acting like, yeah. How are you a man? I don't care if you pretending to be a woman or whatever. Why are you beefing with someone that doesn't even recognize you, that don't even see you? You know what I mean? And that goes for anyone, woman, man. Like, why are you beefing with this? Excuse me. I am not, it's getting late. I am not trying to be a man. You don't hear me saying, and doing all that. I love being me. I am a feminine woman. If I have to be masculine, that means I'm in protective mode. And some ninja is around doing crazy-ish. And my spirit is like, getting defensive. This, he's about to act up. She about to act up. You might have to act up on that, That's when, other than that, I'm very soft. I'm very kind and loving. I like being a woman. If I was a man, if God had made me a man, I would like being a man. I like what God has for me. I like the way God made me. He said He made me beautifully, womanly, and wonderfully. I love it. I love it. But I am a woman. I was born a woman. And you guys know because I have kids. So I am a woman. I don't want to, even if I didn't have kids, but still. I love being in a soft energy. And any man that's mad because I can be soft and still stand in my power, your mama must was a weak person. I was going to say something else, but the Lord is working with me. Your mom must be was a weak mom, or she was so strong that it made you feel weak. Take out wrestling. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from this particular energy. They're trying to put in so much productivity with making you angry, with making you, putting you in your lower self. They're coming up with so many schemes and plots to put you into your lower self. And it's because of jealousy, because they're jealous. And this is very much a man. It's women that this person is working with too. It's someone, he has some kind of female or feminine energy watching you. It's some kind of energy is watching you at this particular time. So be aware. The way that this man is watching you is through someone else. It's through a reader. It's through someone. And they, like I said, they're angry that something sneaky that they did, something underhanded that they didn't work out. So they're coping with a new pinnacle to use their intuition around making you angry, around making you in remorse. They're trying to figure out another way to get you into this lower energy. And they're being cautious. They're being very cautious about this tower moment that they had. They're like, how do we get around? How do we make her? How do we make him, angry, regretful? How do we do this? Because they figure out, they see that you have balanced out. These two cards are both cards about, one is about focus, balance, and one is about balancing. Actually, they see that you was hyper focused on manifesting your happiness, your abundance. They understand that you're hyper focused on it. So this is pissing them off. This is pissing them off. This is pissing them off. And instead of you being in the Five of Cups and the Devil energy, they're in this energy because they're the creator of this energy. So yeah, and when you're not accepting contracts that is not like that's not in with your aligned with your spiritual purpose, the devil comes to kill, steal, rob, and destroy. That's that low vibrational energy. I do not accept. I do not kill, rob, and destroy. And a lot of times what comes with killing, rob, and destroy is what? Anger, regret, pitifulness, crying, sorrow. I don't accept any of those contracts, sir, ma'am. Shoe fly, leave me alone. I don't accept any of those energies. So when you're a bad mother in the spiritual realm, via the Holy Spirit, via Most High God, even when they download stuff into your aura, into your atmosphere, The angels are already transmuted. They'll let them through just so they can use your energy to help you. My bad. I'm sorry. It's just because people, me, I'm the type of person. You know, I had a twin sister, and she liked to create problems. For every problem she had, I had a solution. And every time I gave her the solution, she gave me another problem. She did not use the solution. She'll use the solution for that problem, then she'll come back with something else. And it was just a cycle. I said, girl, don't ask me. I got time. I got so tired. I was like, girl, don't ask me. Don't ask me. You always got a problem for a solution. And it should be the solution for the problem. And that's how you know when somebody's mentally ill. You always got a problem for the solution. Like, girl, if you just do what I say, I promise you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And then she caught on. She caught on to what I said. She took it what I said. I could tell. And then she was like, oh, like she was looking like, you know, she know, like I knew that she was full of SCHIT, and I did. I'm like, girl, you always got a problem for the solution. Every time I tell her something, she'll either use the solution, but then she'll come back with a new problem from the same say situation or purpose a person. I'd be like, look. And I gave her, because I was back then, I was very much a note taker. And I'm like, I just opened our notebook. I was like, girl, you came back. You came to me. Even before this you did, but we're not even going to go back that far. We're going to go back a couple of months on this date. And I just started reading out to her. She was like, because, girl, my life was not making sense. A lot of stuff was just, like, making sense. And I talked to a therapist. I was in school at the time. I'm like, my life don't make sense. And it was my sister. She was like, garbage dumping. I know she's my twin, but when your family members are mentally ill or something wrong with them, it's going to weigh you down. And a lot of times the reason why I couldn't flourish the way I wanted to, because I was having people weigh me down, and I couldn't deal with my own situation, my own kids. I would sit there and counsel her for hours and hours, and after then I didn't get no money, no nothing. She was the only one prospering from it. I would watch her kids when she needed to watch. Her kids need to watch what she wouldn't watch mine. I ain't watching no kids. You have to move away from people like that. Because family is supposed to love you and support you and help you. And I'm not saying you just dump all your garbage on them. No, it's supposed to be a mutual exchange of love and support. It's supposed to be a mutual, not someone always carrying the burdens and someone always having burdens to be carried. That's not how that works. And so, when we learn in these dynamics, I don't know why the Holy Spirit have me talking about this, but they have me talking about this, so we're gonna go with it. When you learn in these dynamics and these family dynamics, that sometimes your people are mentally ill, and it's not that they're doing it on purpose; it's that they're programmed to do it. They're mind controlled to do it, just like slavery. Slavery was a form of mind control, a form of mind control through programming. Like, okay, you see your mom get beat. And I mean, your wife get beat, and your husband get, you know, beat, and the master sleep with your wife whenever he get ready, and you don't have no say so, even though that's your wife. It's programmed. Trust me, it's just programmed, and it takes the person who is being programmed to smarten up, to wisen up, and to not fall into those programs. Now there's not nothing like that can be forced onto us. So the generational curses that we have is up to us to break. And I refuse to be like my people. I looked at them and I was like, I don't want to be nothing like you. No. And I decided to be the opposite. And I know a lot of them are mad at it. But I promise you, if they take that same approach that I took, they'll be like, oh, okay. You know, I used to do this. I used to have karmic cycles. And when I say karmic, I mean negative stuff about me. I never learned how to grieve my mother. I had to grieve my mother at like 25, 26. You know, certain things that I was taught. A lot of y'all went to high school and had prom and stuff that I didn't get to go to high school and have prom. I was getting beat every other day. So my life is not like other people's, and I don't wish to have nobody else's life. It is what it is. I make great with what I had, you know. So, y'all had all these long, good memories. And my sister, she used to take this. She always feel like she lost something. I feel like the only thing I lost was bad habits and bad people. Like, I could do what I want. And I love kids, so I had kids. I love, you know, being in the house, so I didn't like going all in the streets all the time. It was a time that I wanted to be up in somebody's face. When I was younger, or in my early, you know, when I first got out the house and I was grown, I wanted to be on every scene. Everybody got to hear me because I wasn't heard in the household. I was not heard. I wasn't allowed to speak unless and spoken to. Any idea that I had, I had to wait till Bible study or something and had to do something with the Bible. It has nothing to do with real life. So it's a lot of different other things that I had went through that makes me so particular because other people didn't have to go through it. And I don't feel like I miss my teenage years. I didn't feel like I miss anything. Only person I miss is my mother. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I didn't feel the need to fill a void in my life. My sister did. And that's her journey. That's okay. But I didn't feel the need to I miss anything when it came to not going to the prom, not having this boyfriend. I just looked at it, well, God didn't see fit for me to have it. He wanted me to have this particular experience, and I went on with my life, and that's why I would watch her kids while she go party. And my apartment manager slash friend at the time, she was like, you enabler her, you let her go do it. She's like, I know you don't mind, and you're very mature for your age. But your sister need to grow the hell up. She told me just like that. I was like, well, you don't know what we went through, and then I was that person. Like my sister could do no wrong. And when I really love somebody, I had to realize that was a toxic trait of mine. That people that I love can do no wrong. That's toxic as hell. That means you're blind, oblivious to toxic behavior, abusive behavior, negative behavior at your own detriment. And I had to learn that was not healthy. That was not okay. I feel like some of y'all have to learn it too. So especially water signs. Water signs are so precious. They are a serving sign. If you want someone, I'm not saying every person that's a water sign is a person of their love language is acts of kindness. But my son is a water sign and he's a Scorpio, and I experience other water signs, and they are, even in romantic and platonic with my son, and romantic with an ex of mine that was a Scorpio. I'm telling you that from my experience of water signs, I've dealt with a Cancer, I dealt with a Pisces. It's acts of service. It's how they show love. My ex-boyfriend liked to eat, so whenever his love language was like, I'll bring you food. I was like, but that's your love language. I will cook you food is my love language. You go buy me food is your love. You want to, and we just have to learn each other love languages. It's details to every situation. And when he brought me food, I was like, oh, he's showing me love. I had to understand that that's how he showed me love. But when I cooked for him, that's how he understood that's how I show love. And I asked him, I said, how do you want me to show up for you? He was like, I don't know. He didn't even know how to answer that because nobody had ever asked him that. So he could never answer that. And I told him, I said, well, I do, know how I want you to show up, and I need this and that. And he couldn't give it because he had a narcissistic personality type. He didn't know how to show me true love because he don't truly love himself. His favorite thing was to eat because that was one of his childhood traumas. I did not know that it had to do with food. I did not know that. To almost the end of the relationship, I did not know that. So I said that to say this: a water sign, their love language typically is going to be acts of service. No doubt in my mind. And they're so sweet with it. Acts of service. My Scorpio son, he get up in the morning, hug me, hey mom, good morning, I love you. He makes sure every day. That's my child that tell me he loved me every day. And I know he in elementary, but he finna get in middle school. That is not going to happen every day. That's how my other kids was. They was telling me, but he was like, he'll come in there out the blue. My other kids used to too before they got in, middle school, high school. But they would come out the blue and tell me. But he's the one that's more. He does it more, and he's more frequent with it. He was like, "Mom, I love you. Do you need anything? You want me to fix you some water?" I don't have to ask him sometimes. I don't even have to ask him to fix me something. When he come home, he was like, "How was your day?" And he's just so attentive. I love my water signs. So yeah, water signs, acts of love. But yeah, we'll get back to this reading. Some of us need to take the time and love on ourselves. And in relationships too, you guys need to learn how to disconnect from the relationship without breaking up from a person and just say, hey, I need this time for myself, and not to go cheat, to fornicate and do all that, but actually sit down with yourself, journal, write, or do this or do that, whatever you need to do for the week, or jot down some thoughts, and then just really get into yourself, because the God lives within you. The temple of God is within yourself. And so if you don't love self, then you don't love God. Period. Some of y'all don't love yourself and don't value yourself. Because I went back to when I didn't understand that I didn't love myself. I didn't understand I didn't value myself. I thought I did. I thought I had the understanding of what self-love and self-value is, but I didn't. I knew I had it to a certain degree, but the Holy Spirit said, no, baby, it go deeper than that. And once I learned how to love myself, that's why people can't mess with me. And people like, oh, you fat, thank you. That ain't gonna bother me. Oh, you'll be out, thank you, when only when need be, but thank you. I got people that think I'm just the greatest thing ever walking, and could never, they would never let you classify me as that, but okay. No. Certain stuff just don't bother you when you have self-love. And that's what a lot of Satan people miss, is self-love. They miss self-love out of everything. They're like, well, how can she stand against self-love? How can she walk out there and she got a hold on? I had a hold on my pants and people were laughing and picking. I just looked at my daughter said, you're not embarrassed? I said, no, who are they? Like, they just saw panties. This ass is huge. They saw ass or panties. Like, and I figured it out. Now I'm changing them. Like, I wasn't looking for the attention. It was an accident. And self-love will help you process a lot of bullshit that's supposed to hit you and harm you, your self-worth. It'll just, you'll politely know where to put it and compartmentalize it. Okay, that's their bullshit. Oh, she had yeah. And then when it happened to one of them, and that's what happened. Somebody else had the same thing that happened to them. And then when they came back, they was like, oh my God, you had so much strength. How did you do it? I said, love yourself. I said, fuck what people think about you. What you think about you? She started thinking. I said, just go home or go in your room, because we was in a shelter. Go name 10 things that you love about yourself and hone in on that. Hone in on it. And don't let nobody mess with you. And if they think that you're being cocky, say, no, baby, I'm very humble, because you are. She was a sweetheart. This is called self-love. And I'm not going to let you tear it down. Yeah. Called self-esteem for a reason. Only you can allow somebody to tear your self-esteem down because of the behaviors that you allow for other people. And once I learned that, and I got to know how to do that, I don't wish nobody would, but you could try. You could try. You could try. It's cute. I be laughing. My mind go to a whole nother place. I be having a conversation in my head when people do certain stuff to me, and they just be laughing like, oh. I be like, I gotta be doing something right if you sitting back worrying about me and I'm not worried about you. But that's how that whole water sign. I feel like I'm talking to a water sign that is like in shambles, the Holy Spirit say. They're in shambles about something that they did or said, or in shambles about something. And I'm talking about particularly in a community or particularly in a family dynamic. And it's just a learning experience. It's just a learning. That's what we're here for. These are learning experiences, and I think you're taking life. So you got to laugh at yourself. So I laugh at myself. I said, "Girl, how big the hole was?" I asked my daughter, "I said, how big the hole was?" I said, "Take a picture." I said, "Oh shoot!" I started laughing. I said, "That is a big hole." I ain't feel that hole. I said, "I do got a lot of ass." Like, the stuff you supposed to make excuses for, people don't. The people that make excuses be the, like, for real for that. Like, we live, a lot of times we live inverted, upside down, and you just need to learn that we live in a world that is patterned after Satan's. A lot of stuff is systems and stuff, and the way people think is patterned after Satan's mindset, and you have to learn how to flip the script. I laughed at my own self. When people saw me the next day, I made sure I had on something bad, a new thing. So, and it had changed the whole to me. I put on me a wig, and I had changed clothes 3 times that day. I had changed. They was like, "Who is that?" And then they saw my daughter. "Oh, that's Alana. That's Alana, mom. That's her." I had changed my hair. I had put on my contacts. Then you know who I was. The conversation had changed just that quick. I'm like that. You think you know, like, you think you know, but you have no idea. Because when people laugh at me, I say, "Okay, you want something to laugh at? I'm gonna give you something to look at. I'm gonna give you something to really talk about." And I changed. the conversation about me within 24 hours just by changing my look, just changing my hair, putting in my contacts. I already had contacts. Put them in and actually wore them because I don't really like putting on contacts. And I actually wore my contacts. Took off the stuff that they normally see me in, and I switched up my appearance a little bit. And they, oh, she's so pretty. And they were like, oh yeah, I can dress like y'all. I can do the bust down. I can do all that. That's easy. And I was like, oh my God, you're just, where you get the, I had it in the closet already. I've been had it seasons and seasons ago. Everything I buy, I don't wear at the same time. And then they were just so shocked, like, oh my gosh, where did she, how? Had so many answers. I felt like a celebrity. I was like, oh my God, these people are so weird. And people was walking up to me, oh, you're so pretty. The same people that was laughing at me the day before now. The same people that laughing at me the day before. I'm an innovator. I'm a creator. I empower what's meant to hurt me. I turn it into pain. But the pain that was meant to hurt me, I turn it into power. I turn it into some type of energy that I don't know. I don't know. I just think I'm like, okay, most people do this and this in that situation. I'm gonna do this and this, and I just think outside the box. I just don't let people. If you learn to say fuck what people think, because literally. Fuck what they think. That's basically what I told them indirectly. And I changed the narrative of everything that went on. I just changed the narrative. And they do it all the time in PR relationships in the industry and all of that stuff. They do it all the time. Right underneath your nose. And you don't even see it. I'm just naturally that way. I didn't try to do that way. I just thought about it in my head. And yeah, that's what they do all the time. You see something negative come out, and then, oh, Donald Trump is donating to this, or we having a war in Iran, and to be on a little more subtle, you know, some people was talking about a certain person was gay, and that person trolled the people and said, yeah, they're gay, and oh, I could tell it's gay. I'm like, that person is not, yeah, y'all don't see the, all right, let it happen. I can read through, I'm like, that person is not gay. This person is trolling you. How you don't see that? And I'm talking about years ago this happened. And I'm just like, you know what? Some people are so slow. That's what they do. There's like stuff to talk about. The attention span is 2 seconds, 2 minutes at tops. And then they on to something else. Don't hold no weight. How about you guys? Peace.